So the other day I was strolling down the countryside in my own reverie, daydreaming as usual, diving in my own imagination. Then all of a sudden, I passed by something that broke my reverie and brought me back to the present. And as I was standing by and took a gaze on it, I felt a shiver down my spine. My whole body went numb and cold like a stiff, and a voice echoed, "No matter where you are heading now, you'll end up here." And you know which place I was standing by? A graveyard. Right, graveyard. A place where we bury ourselves when we are dead, when our mundane body gives up on the soul, when our meat-coated skeleton can no longer enjoy the boon of being alive. That's when we set off for this pilgrimage, never to return back. But is it that a graveyard means? Is it just a place where we are left to rot? To be graveyard is not a landmass of buried corpses, but numerous testimonies to the fact that any journey ever began here on earth was ended up in a graveyard. Any dream ever sparked on earth got extinguished in a graveyard. Any voice ever raised here was stifled in a graveyard. Graveyard is the evidence to our impermanence, to our transient reality. Graveyard is not a place where a human life is smothered, but a place that gives space to breathe for the one who are alive. A place that ignites hope in all of us to live our life to the fullest, to do every crazy things we have ever dreamed of, to defy every norms and rules that confines our freedom. No matter how we see ourselves, like human being or social animal or the most intelligent species, but in the end of the day, we are just food for worms. No matter how much we beautify our earthy skin, but it is destined to decay. And this really gets under my skin. Whenever I see a graveyard cornered to some countryside, how cunningly we have alienated it from our society, how stupidly we have blindfolded ourselves to this stark truth. We fear visiting a burial ground. We avoid crossing by. We feel, we have made it synonymous to negativity, horror, spooking. We feel like being there can jinx our life. But I don't think graveyard is something to be scared of, or it harbors some kind of negative energy. Graveyard is not a jinx, but a totem for whole of humanity. Graveyard is the beacon of hope for the one who is despondent. It is the courage for the one who wants to take risk. It's the reason to smile for the one who is sad. For those of us who are left behind in the world because of prejudice, race, color, or money, graveyard is the last resort which equalizes us to the rest of the people by giving us all the same and equal space in our cemetery. So I don't think there is any better place on earth than graveyard that inspires more to live. So graveyard is not a place where ghosts reside. Graveyard is a place where hopes reside. So do visit a graveyard every once in a while. You will feel better, I guess.